let's talk about the most recent feather ruffling then, which is you've taken a lot of heat recently for having Falling Interverse as direct support for your Madison Square Garden shows. What is your take on all the controversy around Ronnie right now? Personally, I'm Team Ronnie, but what do you think?
I think that, and anyone that knows me, I've been very vocal about my support of all sorts of these groups that are attacking Ronnie right now, personally, right? Whether it's the LGBTQ or whatever, all these communities, right? I really do want everybody to do whatever they want in their life that makes them happy. I've spoken out for women's rights. I've spoken out for Black Lives Matter. I've done all these things that I feel very passionately about. The thing with Ronnie is the guy is allowed to have an opinion, and his opinion ruffles feathers, and then he digs his heels in and he goes hard on some of these people that are attacking him. And I've looked at all of his accusations. There's been no proof on these things. He did time for the one thing he did do. And it's almost like the society where you can't come back out and have any sort of career or anything happen because you don't like that this guy is a firecracker and he's going to hit back at you. It's almost like, and then you see this mob of people that just go from thing that I saw it with, Dan Donegan did like this F cancel culture guitar, right?
Yeah.
And I follow David and those guys on Twitter. They're friends of mine. Love those guys. Now, do I think that guitar was the coolest thing or this or that? No, I just, I get it. Like, I think that people should speak out on things that they want to speak out on. But the mob that came in there that don't even follow him, it was like, there's 20,000 comments of people that, and then it's like, you're a loser, old white guy, don't know anything. Like, and it was just like, this is so like counterproductive to what you're trying to get across, because what happens is that the other side digs in even harder, and then there's no conversation to be had. If you talk to most people in this country, we all want the same things. We just have a different way of thinking we need to go about it. And so when you start silencing people, that's when you start getting the major rebellions and the major uprisings of people that want to squash that. And so what you see is like, when I got into punk rock, it was all things go. It was like Guttermouth. Like, listen to Guttermouth lyrics for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And go back to what that was, right? But it was kind of this like tongue in cheek, ironic, funny, making fun of everyone. That
people
band
just
would
roll their eyes and be like, "Oh, Mark's from Guttermouth, he's an asshole," and that was the end of it.
Totally.
It's kind of like, whatever.
But then you go into Warped Tour, and then Warped Tour started getting a lot more, had more of an agenda, right? You'd go there and it was like less about everyone speaking what they wanted to speak. It was kind of, this is the right way to do it. And even bands like NoFX, right?
Yeah.
Now you jump to 2023 and shit's coming back up about Fat Mike saying dumb shit on stage that he's always done, that we've always loved him for. And now we're going to cancel Mike in 2023 because he said something to someone that 20 years ago doesn't seem to sit right. You can't have a society like that. You simply can't. Because one day, guess what? Every person that eats meat is going to be canceled by our future selves, right? They're going to be like, I can't believe it. Well, through evolution, these things have happened and the world gets better. I do agree. The world is getting better. I want people to be able to speak their mind. But I also think when you silence people, you are doing the exact opposite thing of what you think you're doing, which is you're just going to create more people like that want to put it in your face. So I'm never going to be I heard this today. I'm never going to be the pebble in the stream getting pulled down that sort of, completely insane society where everyone needs to cancel everyone. We put Ronnie on these shows. We have more shows we're going to do with him. If you don't like him, don't show up, and show up later. But we're keeping him on the shows, and he can be his own person. We'll be our own people, even though we might not agree on everything. We do believe in someone being able to speak their mind.
I think that's a great way to put it. To me, it's an unfortunate thing where, it feels like the moment we live in is if you say, hey, green is my favorite color, then people go, oh, well, you hate orange and yellow? Yep. Wow. Yep. Like, okay, that's what we're doing. I see. All right. Well, then I guess we're all just going to be enemies forever.
Yeah, it's really sad because most of these people I see commenting or getting worked up, we could all be friends. There's nothing, there's nothing that separate. Like, it's just, I'm telling you, intent matters. If Ronnie really hated those people, he would just say he hates those people, but he doesn't.
He's not shy. He would say it.
Yeah, but he doesn't. And he says, listen, I'm just not going to take a bunch of shit from you guys. Like, I'm going to fight back. And no one likes that. No one likes to get punched back. What did Mike Tyson say? Everyone talks shit till they get punched in the mouth. And like a lot of these people, they put him on blast. He puts them on blast and they delete what they originally wrote. I mean, there was someone didn't someone say something and he sued them and actually won because someone just made something up.
I know that I'm not sure of the outcome, but I know that he did sue someone for defamation. Yeah. And, you got to understand, don't fuck with the bull if you don't want the horns. If you come for Ronnie, he's going to come back for you. So be ready.
And this goes back to Rock and Roll in Danger. Ronnie to me is a perfect character that would have been the Axl Rose or the sort of
Marilyn Manson,
even Kurt Cobain. I mean, these guys we all love to remember the beautiful parts of the people that have passed away. But when you think about rock and roll and you think about Led Zeppelin throwing meat on the girls and you think about all these sorts of things, but no one has a word to say, or Elvis dating underage girls or whatever it is.
Tupac went to prison for sexual assault.
Exactly. And it's not, but now we've got a guy that literally it's like, we want rock and roll to be dangerous, but we don't. And, what happens is rock and roll will take a new form and it will be something different. And right now it's kind of hip hop, it's emo rap, whatever it is. I mean, there's a danger that goes on still. And then where's everybody at? What's everyone listening to? What's successful right now? That is what's happening. And this will get taken out of context because it always does. I'm not saying that is how it has to be. I'm saying this is what people react to. And when you take a genre and cut off its balls, you get what we have going on now.
I mean, there's a reason that the news sites still talk about Tommy Lee and David Lee Roth and stuff all the time because they say things that people actually find interesting. It's not just another like regurgitated press release.
Yeah. Yep. So it is what it is. Listen, like we're in the middle of it right now. We put this guy on shows. I know Ronnie. I like Ronnie. But we're not.
He's also an asshole.
We're not. A lot of my friends are assholes, right?
Yeah. He can be an asshole. Yeah. I can be an asshole, and you can dislike, a fan is totally allowed to think that he's a dick and not want to support him. But that doesn't mean that, he should be put on a barge and shot off into the moon.
Yeah. And I'll also say we've had everything from radio stations not want to talk about our shows. We've had many bands, more than that are in the press, have had a problem or backed out of shows with us. And that is their right. That's awesome. Fine. That's fine. But we are not going to give into that pressure. It's just not who we are.